Here are 51 facts about O.J. Simpson before his death, and you definitely didn't know most of them. In 2008, Simpson was found guilty of robbing and kidnapping in Las Vegas. He got a 33-year prison sentence, but he could be eligible for parole after serving 9 years. Besides football, Simpson also tried acting. He was in movies like the Naked Gun series, where he showed off his funny side. Simpson became super famous when he starred in Hertz rental car ads in the 1970s, making him a big deal in pop culture. On the night of the famous car chase, Domino's pizza sales shot up to an all-time high. They sold so many pizzas that it was only matched by their sales on Super Bowl Sunday, which is usually their busiest day of the year, but it was 80% higher. Back in 1973, Simpson was the first player to run for more than 2,000 yards in just one season, and this achievement set a new record in the NFL. After being in prison for 9 years, Simpson was allowed to leave on July 20th, 2017, because he was granted parole. During the NBA Finals in 1994, the NBA Finals during a commercial break was put on pause to give an update on O.J. Simpson during the time the police were surrounding his house. To make up for the money he owed from the lawsuit, Simpson joined a big auction in 2008 to sell off his sports stuff. In 2003, O.J. Simpson was on a reality TV show called The Surreal Life, where famous people live together in a fancy house in Hollywood. When Simpson was on TV talking about sports, he was one of the first black commentators to become really famous all across the country. On October 3rd, 1995, while everyone was waiting for the verdict, there was a 58% drop in long-distance calls. People hardly used water, they skipped bathroom breaks, and government meetings got delayed. It's believed that the verdict cost the U.S. economy around $480 million in lost productivity. On October 3rd, 1995, when O.J. Simpson was found not guilty of the murder charges against him, reportedly 100 million people around the world were watching the case. Besides being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Simpson was also honored in the College Football Hall of Fame in 1983. Simpson was called the Juice because he was really fast and nimble when he played football. After he stopped playing football, Simpson talked about sports on TV for NBC and ABC. In 1973, Simpson was chosen as the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year because he was amazing at sports and did really well. When O.J. Simpson and Al Cowlings gave themselves up after the chase, the police found lots of money, a fake beard and mustache, O.J.'s passport, O.J.'s gun, and clothes in the car. After splitting up with Nicole Brown Simpson, O.J. had a tough fight over who would get to take care of their 2 kids. In the end, he got the main responsibility for them. Serial killer Glenn Rogers, who was also known as the cross-country killer, wrote a confession where he claims that Simpson hired him to steal $20,000 earrings from Nicole's home, and even saying that he could kill her if necessary. Simpson has some special records in the NFL, like running the most yards in a season and having the most games where he ran for over 200 yards in his whole career. Simpson got a full ride to the University of Southern California because he was really good at football and track and field, becoming a star in both. In 2018, the Pro Football Hall of Fame said that they would never consider O.J. Simpson for induction because of his criminal past. During his 11 years of playing in the NFL, Simpson ran for 11,236 yards, caught passes for 2,142 yards, and ran back kicks for 990 yards. He had a total of 14,368 yards in all, and he scored 76 touchdowns in 135 games. Simpson's defense had a bunch of really famous and respected lawyers, so people call them the Dream Team. The Simpson trial was likely the first time a lot of Americans heard the name Kardashian, which later became really famous with their reality TV shows. So in a strange way, we might not have had those shows if it weren't for O.J. O.J. Simpson had an award in college called the Heisman Trophy in 1968 because he was the best player in the whole country for college football. Even though Simpson had success in football, whether he should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame has caused arguments because of his difficult personal life. In 2006, there was a reality TV show called Juiced where O.J. Simpson played tricks on people and surprised them. It's reported that all TV shows were stopped because every big channel was showing the car chase live. About 95 million people were watching it. Simpson decided not to join the military after his childhood friend got injured in the Vietnam War. Instead, he started studying at City College San Francisco in 1965. Simpson was friends with famous people like Robert Kardashian, who helped him a lot during the murder trial. In June 2005, 10 years after the trial, O.J. Simpson went to a bar in Central Florida and had a chat with a reporter named Rick Mays from the Orlando Sentinel about his life. This was published in the Sentinel Sports section on June 26, 2005. Khloe Kardashian said in an interview that it was her room, not Kim's, where O.J. Simpson tried to kill himself. In 2006, Simpson wrote a book called If I Did It, where he talked about how he might have done the murders if he had actually done them. In 2016, there was a show on ESPN called O.J. Made in America that looked at Simpson's life, job, and the stuff happening around his trial. After Simpson was found not guilty, he threw a massive party at his mansion in LA. It was so wild that the police had to come to keep things under control. Even after his sports career ended and all the drama that followed, O.J. Simpson stayed really into golf. He played with famous people like Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor, and he was involved in lots of tournaments. He played everywhere from regular public courses to fancy private ones, and even at resorts. There is a recording of Simpson's 2007 armed robbery. Some argue if it's real, but it sounds like Simpson's in the room. He's heard saying, "You think you can steal my shit and sell it?" Before O.J. Simpson died, he supposedly didn't get along well with other prisoners. He got into a fight with Travis Blue Wah, who was in jail for a sex crime and was part of a white supremacy group called Aryan Nation, after Simpson cut in line to get medicine. Johnny Cochran, the lawyer who defended O.J. Simpson and was known for fighting for fair trials for black people, is portrayed really well by Courtney B. Vance, who was in the hunt for Red October. Simpson didn't say why he's not happy with how he's shown. O.J. Simpson was into art, and after he stopped playing football, he became a secret poet in Paris, using the name Jacques L'Orange. Laurent Shipp, the LAPD cop who knew Simpson and was in the documentary Made in America, said in court that Simpson told him he had dreams about killing Nicole Brown after she died. Nicole had a funeral where her body was visible in an open casket. O.J. Simpson was present and spent a lot of time near her body. Some people, including Nicole's mom, said they saw him kiss her on the lips and whispered, "Sorry." Before the Bronco chase, O.J. made a video where he talked about suicide. Lauren Schiller, who got parts of the video, said Simpson recorded it just before he tried to escape. One part sounded like he was asking for help. Robert Kardashian famously read a letter from Simpson at a press conference. Some people call it a suicide note, some don't. In the letter, Simpson thanked his friends and family, mentioned his current and ex-girlfriends, and said that he was innocent. O.J. had learned how to use knives for fighting just a few months before the murders happened. In 1994, Simpson acted in a pilot episode for a show called Frogmen on NBC, but it never aired. He played the head of a team of Navy SEALs in Miami. His character needed to know how to use a knife for realness, and there was even a part where he held a knife to a woman's throat. One of the most important clues at the murder scene was a shoe print in the victim's blood, from a men's size 12 Bruno Magli shoe. When asked if he had ever had those shoes, Simpson said no. But then they showed him a picture from 9 months earlier in the National Enquirer where he was wearing Bruno Magli's. According to Rolling Stone magazine, O.J. Simpson was really into betting. He would often wager as much as $10,000 on his predictions. The Pro Football Hall of Fame said that Simpson was the best rusher in the NFL for 4 years in a row, from 1972 to 1976. He ran for 7,699 yards during that time, more than anyone else in the league. When Simpson stopped playing, he got picked for the Pro Bowl 6 times, in 1969, 1972 to 1976, and was one of the best players in the league 5 times from 1972 to 1976. In 1985, Simpson was picked for 3 special teams: the NFL All-Decade Team in the 1970s, the NFL 75th Anniversary All-Time Team, and the NFL 100 All-Time Team.